It is cold this morning. Down here in this creek bottom, my truck's reading 24 degrees, and I believe it. Got the skidder started warming up, and this, I forgot all about this B model, and I should have remembered it from last year. The blade control, and I've heard some other guys that have this problem. When it gets really cold, that thing's got some water in it somewhere, and it freezes up. And it's stiff. I can't raise the blade, can't move the blade at all. So until the skidder gets good and warm and that piece thaws out, the skidder's just gonna have to sit there and run. So I'm gonna go up here and cut a few trees, and Dad, he's gonna go bark a few. So we got 2 or 3 more to cut up here on the walnut end of things. We'll get them cutting on the ground. That way we can be ready to rock and roll when the skidder gets thawed out, when it decides it wants to finally go to work, which I don't blame it. 24 degrees down here. Crazy part is the high today is supposed to be 45 here in southwest Missouri. Then on Thursday it's 75 for a high. Talk about crazy weather. Crazy weather. Alright, we got one right there to cut and got that big one out there to cut. I think there's another one up here, so I'm going to see if this saw wants to work, which I know it will. We're going to get them chewed down. Pretty good piece of wood here. Pretty good piece of wood. It's a 25-inch bar on that little 661. It's probably got 32, 34 foot of run log ended up through there. It's a long ways to the top. Some pretty good trees right here on the creek bank. Got another one right here. It's got a hard lean out over the creek. Got another one right there. It's got a pretty good lean towards the creek, and it's a good tree too. There's just several scattered down through here. Dad's down there barking trees somewhere. Right here on the Pomme de Terre River. And as some of you guys commented, yes, that is Potato River, I guess. But the Pomme de Terre River runs into the Pomme de Terre Lake here in southwest Missouri. I think this is the only time I've ever cut on the Pomme de Terre. No, I take that back. Back in late 2009, early 2010, or late 2009, or late 2008, I don't know. I think it was 09. Me and Dad cut a big job of river bottom timber right below the Pomme de Terre Dam on the Pomme de Terre River. That would be the only other time I think I've cut on the Pomme de Terre River. I haven't even really had the chance to look at much timber on the Pomme de Terre River. But there is some good timber scattered on it. It runs a long ways. I mean, I think it starts up here on the other side of I-44, which really isn't too far from where we're at today. The river gets pretty big the further down you go. And it gets pretty wild. A lot of runoff goes into it. So let's see if we can chew these other few down. We'll get away from the history lesson there, the geography lesson. See if we can get a few more on the ground. Try to make a day of it. Deck's starting to fill up again. Pretty good and behind us here. Some of these trees got a really big sap line on them, which I figured a few of them might, but I didn't figure as a general set of logs that they would all like this. Means they're growing good, I guess. Still a pretty good bunch of trees. Good bunch of trees. Oh, but a cleaning up to do on that ugly thing. starting to warm up a little bit. The sun's trying to come out too. Well, we've been bucking. We're ready to start piling them up, getting them in the rows. It's probably the best tree on the whole place right there. That is a dandy. That's that. Been the third tree I cut this morning. That one there was. Good set of logs. Nice, tall, and clean. That's a pretty good log there. Sappy. A little sappy. Well, that's got them all the day anyway. We've got a few more to cut tomorrow, but it's starting to be a pretty good little pile of logs. Some good logs in there too. Let them dry out, the sun will hit them, color will change a little bit, they'll look real good. I still got some trimming to do on a few of them, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with that little pile of logs. Should be a pretty good little bunch by the time we get the others cut tomorrow. That'll get them finished up. Then we'll start on our ash and sycamore and all that kind of wood. Go ahead and flip some settings here. 83 hours. Where does the time go? Where does the time go? Get my gloves out of the floor. No. That's a good day in the woods, I think. I was pretty happy. I was glad I got to cut quite a bit today. Dad, he kind of put the kibosh to that because then he wanted to cut and then he went to cutting and I was stuck dragging logs. But started out this morning, like I said, the handle on that skidder freezes up, and that's the second skidder I've had that problem with on those B models, and I've talked to other guys that had the same problem with it. Maybe some of you guys that watch this that run the Bs or Ds do as well. But you know, while that thawed out, I went and cut those few and Dad went and barked. Well, man, I'd much rather cut than run a skidder. I love cutting. Of course, like I said, Dad got done barking. Then he decided he was going to start cutting because he don't want to run Dad don't like running equipment at all. He doesn't want to run a skidder. He will if he has to, but he doesn't like it. He won't get on that skid steer, which I don't blame him. Those skid steers can be kind of rough. I mean, they can be jerky and they can toss and bounce you around. So they can be a rough ride, but it was a good day in the woods. Good day in the woods. But that's going to be a good pile of logs. I think my footage is going to be right on. I think we got 5 trees to cut in the morning, and that'll have the walnut done. Then we're just going to follow suit and start right in on the sycamore. And I'm excited to start on the sycamore because, man, I love cutting sycamore trees. I do. Man, if your saw is remotely sharp at all, you will burn through. It's like cutting cottonwood. Like, my 88s look at a cottonwood tree and they just fall off the stump. I mean, that's how easy they cut. I love cutting it. I love cutting sycamore too. I'd rather cut sycamore than cottonwood. Like, next to walnut, sycamore is probably my favorite thing to cut. Those big, tall trees, you know, when they hit the ground, they're limber and they're shaking. It's just pretty cool. So I'm excited to cut those sycamore up there on the river. We've got to bounce and get this job done. Like I said, we're behind on stuff. That's not uncommon this time of year. So we get done with that. We got to get moved. I'm wheeling in here to get DEF fluid because I ran out of DEF fluid. That's no joke. When it says speed limit at 50 mile an hour, I don't care if you're going downhill with the wind at your back. 50 mile an hour is all the faster these trucks will let you run. They ride the brakes and they downshift. So we're stopping to get DEF fluid, and I usually hate to get DEF fluid at O'Reilly's because it's higher than a cat's back. That's not the terminology I wanted to use, but we're going to use that. The other one had to do with a camel. But we're going to stop in here and get a couple gallons of DEF put in the tank until I can stop by the truck stop and really fill the tank up for cheap or cheaper. So guys, we're going to get off here. Thanks a lot for hanging out with us in the woods today. It was a blustery day. It was cold this morning. it's 44 right now, and it's looking like it's going to rain. There's a chance of rain. But the rest of the week, it's just supposed to get warmer, which, I don't know. I don't want it to get too warm because I like cutting these cool mornings. So guys, I'm going to get off here. Thanks a lot for checking us out. Facebook, Instagram, Eternal Logging LLC. Check us out at Vlogger Threads, the Brotherhood. Guys, see you later.